have completed up to the water pollution, and in that water pollution, what are the polluted material to pollute the water, that is the chemical waste. We have already studied. Then pathogens, that also we have already studied. So next is the chemical pollutant. Okay, so what are the chemical pollutant which pollute the water, right? Okay, so you know that water is an excellent solvent. It is a precious liquid for the human being, isn't it? So therefore it should be very, very purified, otherwise many diseases may cause due to the water get polluted, right? Okay, so nowadays in the modern world, you know that many industries have been developed, chemical industries have been developed, then the mine industries, coal industries, then thermal power industries or thermal power center has been built up. Due to the globalization of this world and due to the science which has been advancing, so due to that many industries have been developed and the human being life is very much colorful. But due to that, if we produce the excessive product for the super profit, then it will be dangerous to the human being. So now what is the chemical pollutant that we have to study today? So already we have studied the pathogens and the chemical waste, how they pollute the water. Now last, third point, an important point is the chemical pollutant. So you know that already I told you that water is an excellent solvent. So many organic as well as inorganic compounds have been dissolved into the water, so therefore it is excellent solvent than any other solvent. Okay, so this water soluble inorganic chemicals that contain the heavy metals. So this is very important. So these heavy metals. Okay, water soluble inorganic chemicals that include heavy metals such as cadmium, chromium, mercury. This cadmium, chromium, mercury, nickel. Okay, so what happened? So many chemical industries, when we produce the product, liberation of different type of heavy metals is taking place. So generally I told you already that in the Jaitapur, this nuclear power station, that is in Ratnagiri district, what happened? Due to the nuclear waste, due to the different chemicals like the mercury and lead, they release from these industries and they mix with the water, so that water get polluted. So therefore this is the heavy metals, lead, mercury, so this cadmium, chromium, nickel, so they are the heavy metals. But what is the effect if such a heavy metals is mixed with the water, and such a water if we will drink it, then what will happen? These metals no doubt dissolve into the water, because water is an excellent solvent. It dissolves the many inorganic chemicals as well as organic chemicals also. So when these metals, heavy metal, dissolve into the water, but these heavy metal cannot be excrete from our body. So hence it is very dangerous thing. So therefore it becomes a pollutant. So here these heavy metals are dangerous to the human being because our body cannot excrete them. Right? Okay. So if these heavy metals are remain in our body, if they are not excreted from the body, if they are remain in the body, what will happen? They causes the different diseases. So what happen if they are deposited on the kidney? Kidney will get damaged. So this kidney, central nervous system, liver, so these metal damages, so this kidney as well as our central nervous system and our liver, right? Okay, so therefore water must be very, very pure. Otherwise what will happen? So these heavy metals get dissolved into the water, and such a water if we have drinking, then what will happen? So these heavy metals could not be or cannot be excreted from the body, so therefore they deposit it somewhere else if they are not excreted from the body. So they deposit on the liver, on the kidney, or sometime on the central nervous system, and they damage liver and kidney also. So therefore this is a very important water solvent which should be very purified. So hence these are the chemical pollutant. So heavy metals are act as a chemical pollutant which damages the kidney and central nervous system and liver. Okay, so now you know that in Chhattisgarh or in Odisha or sometime in Jharkhand states also, there are many mine industries are there, isn't it? Okay, so these mine industries release the sulfuric acid. Okay, so coal and mine industry generally, so hence these mine industries generally release the H2SO4, and so if such a H2SO4 is to be released from such industries, what will happen if the snow is there or ice get melted due to this H2SO4. So therefore this H2SO4 from the mine drainage, right, okay, used to melt the snow and ice in the colder climate. Okay, so you know that in the cold season, that is you can say in the winter season, ice is to be produced by the natural process, but these ice get melted due to the H2SO4 which has been produced from the mine industries. So therefore this H2SO4 from the mine drainage used to melt the snow and ice in the colder climate, right. Okay, so this is also one of the chemical you can say pollutant. Okay, so heavy metals, water, these are the chemical pollutant. So next is the petroleum product pollute the many sources of water, right. Okay, so these petroleum products, so petroleum product, petrol, diesel, kerosene, so they are getting from the organic hydrocarbons, right. So they are getting from the organic hydrocarbons, so no doubt from the coal also it is getting. So therefore such a petroleum product pollute the many sources of water, that the major oil spills in the ocean. So therefore ocean get polluted due to these petroleum products, right. Okay, so now one more important point is that how the water get polluted by the different type of chemicals. So up to this extent we have seen heavy metals, H2SO4, and then petroleum substances. Okay, rather than this polychlorinated biphenyl, polychlorinated biphenyl. So you know that in many hospitals generally that hospitals can be cleaned by using the phenyls, biphenyls. So that is the chlorinated biphenyls. So this industrial chemical like the polychlorinated biphenyl. So polychlorinated biphenyl having the two benzene ring and more than one chlorine atom is attached, that is the polychlorinated biphenyl. So this polychlorinated biphenyl is used as a cleansing agent in many hospitals, in many industries, in many offices also we use this polychlorinated biphenyl. So this polychlorinated biphenyl is used as a cleansing agent, but what happens due to this biphenyl, polychlorinated biphenyls we clean by the many things. So after that what happen, it get mixed with the water, that is the this river water or well water or sea water or many lakes water, and so therefore that water get polluted. So hence this is also one of the chemical pollutant, that is the polychlorinated biphenyl compound, right. Okay, so then again water get polluted by the fertilizers. You know that to produce the different products from the farmer, from the land, so farmers are use these fertilizers, that is the urea, phosphate, then many fertilizers they use. So they contain the phosphate actually, and so this phosphate is act as a additive. This is very important, additive, and which increase the growth of the algae, Okay, so therefore, when we use the fertilizer which contain the phosphate, sulfate, then urea, so generally phosphate is much more present in the fertilizers. So if we use such a phosphates as a fertilizer in the producing the crops, okay, or producing the different vegetables. So what will happen after rain falling takes place? So then such a phosphate get mixed with the water, and so therefore that is used as a additive and which increases the algae. So therefore for that purpose you observe that in the lakes, in the sea water, in the river water, so at the corner of the river or at the corner of the well, you will find that there is a increase of algae growing taking place, and that is due to the much more percentage of phosphate which is used as a additive, right. Okay, so this is also one of the water pollutant. Okay, so it is very important that water must be free from all these pollutants, isn't it? Okay, so therefore we have to reduce these chemical pollutant like the heavy metals, that is mercury or nickel or cadmium. We have to reduce the use of fertilizer, less use of fertilizer, because it is used as adhesive and which increases the algae, as well as we have to dig the very less amount of coal, because in the mine industries H2SO4 is released, and that H2SO4 release can be melt the snow and the ice in the colder climate. So therefore H2SO4 reduction must be there. And then other thing what will happen, these other material like the industrial chemical like the polychlorinated biphenyl. So this polychlorinated biphenyl is used as a cleansing agent, but less amount of polychlorinated biphenyl must be used, otherwise it get mixed with the water and water get polluted. And last thing is this fertilizer, that is the phosphate. So these are called as the chemical pollutant. So these chemical pollutant pollute the water. So hence we have to reduce these pollutant from the environment, otherwise water get polluted and our human being system will get damages. So that is due to the excess amount of these heavy metals, so they deposited on the kidney, liver and central nervous system, that get damaged, right. Okay, so this is regarding the water pollution and why the water get polluted by these three things: pathogen, then chemical waste, and third is the that is the chemical pollutant. Okay, so these are the three pollutant which pollute the water. So that we have studied in detail. So question may be asked from this area also. So that is which are the heavy metals affect on the human being systems. So heavy metal will be given. So for example, sodium, magnesium will be given, aluminum and mercury. So mercury is the heavy metal, or sometime cadmium is given. So you should know which are the heavy metals that can be deposited in the body, and so they cannot excrete from the body, and so kidney and central nervous system and liver will get damaged. Similarly, from the mine drainage water, which of the acid will be polluted, and due to that the snow in the climate region, that is in the ice colder climate, snow get melt, which of the liquids are that. So that is the H2SO4 is the liquid. Okay, so such type of question will be asked in the NEET exam as well as in the JEE main exam. MST-CET, this topic is not is mentioned in the MST-CET exam, right. Okay, so this is regarding the chemical pollutant. So as we have studied how the water get polluted, now how the water is to be clean and which water is good water to drink for the human being. So that international standard is to be given, means water should contain fluoride, how much fluoride should contain the water, how much this what we can say lead contain the water, how much nitrate must be contain the water. So that is to be already given by the international standards. So that we have to study. So now international standards of drinking water. First is the fluoride. Okay, so water is tested with the fluoride. Okay, so what will happen? Its deficiency causes the diseases such as the tooth decay. So therefore water must be tested with the fluoride. So fluorosis we can say. Okay, so therefore water must be tested with the fluoride. Otherwise what will happen if the fluoride is absent in the water? Your tooth get decay. So therefore due to the tooth getting decay, so you have to install the artificial tooth decay. So therefore fluoride must be tested with the water. So this is one of the thing. So the fluoride ion make the enamel on the teeth such a harder by converting the hydroxyapatite. So you know that our enamel, so this is the enamel. So this enamel, this is the harder part. So this enamel contain the calcium phosphate and calcium hydroxide. Our enamel contains the calcium phosphate and calcium hydroxide. If this fluoride react with this calcium phosphate and calcium hydroxide, there is a formation of fluoroapatite. So this is very important. So this fluoroapatite, and this fluoroapatite is a harder part of our teeth, isn't it? So this is a very important chemical. So when this chemical will get produced, you know that our enamel contain the calcium phosphate and calcium hydroxide. Then if we drink the water and that water is tested with the fluoride, that fluoride react with the enamel, so that is calcium phosphate and calcium hydroxide. So therefore this calcium hydroxide get this hydroxide part get released, and this fluorine react with this calcium, and there is a formation of this calcium phosphate and calcium fluoride, that is called as the fluoroapatite. Okay, and so this fluoroapatite is very harder part of our body, that is a very harder part of the body, and so hence our enamel, our tooth get covered by this calcium fluoride part, and hence tooth decay can be stopped by using or by forming this calcium fluoride. So therefore water must contain the fluoride, otherwise your tooth get decay. Okay. So this is the first point. Now second point, lead. So drinking water contaminated with lead, no doubt. How much lead must be contaminated with the water? That range has been given. The range, how much range is given? 50 ppb. Okay, so therefore you know that our water is getting from the water purified center by the municipalities through the different lead pipes. Okay, so therefore it contains the lead, but lead must not be more than 50 ppb. Okay, so therefore if it must be more than 50 ppb, then it will damage our body part, because lead is also a heavy metal and it is dissolved in the water and it do not excrete from the body, so it get deposited on the liver, kidney or the central nervous system, and that will harmful for the human being, dangerous for the human being. So hence lead must be 50 ppb in the water, it should not be more than that, right? Okay, so next is the sulfate. Okay, sulfate. So the excessive sulfate in the drinking water causes the different effects, so therefore it should not be more than the 5 parts per million, 5 ppm. So phosphate, this sulfate should contain the water, but it should be less than this 5 ppm. Okay, if it is more than the 5 ppm, then it will damages for our body, and so hence it is a pollutant used and causes the effect. Okay, so next is the nitrate. Okay, sulfate, how much sulfate must be in the drinking water? 5 ppm, not more than that. Okay, so less than the 5 ppm. So next is the nitrate. So maximum limit of the nitrate in the drinking water is 50 parts per million. Okay, so nitrate must be contained the water, and otherwise what will happen if nitrate is not present? Again, the water is not the good water, which is not a good solvent also. So therefore 50 ppm parts per million must be nitrate contained in the water. So it should not be more than this. Okay, so therefore this is the international standards of drinking water. So if you drink the water, these chemicals must be present. First is the fluoride ion, second is this lead, so then third is the sulfate, and fourth is the nitrate, and so their limit is also given by the international standard for drinking of the water, right? Okay. So this is regarding the water pollution. Okay, so after that we will see the next soil pollution and then the green chemistry. So these two parts remain. So you have studied this water pollution, and so what is mean by water pollution, what are their effect, how they causes, what are the water pollutant, and how it is to be harmful to the human being. So these things we have studied, right? Okay, so let us see how the question will be asked on this water pollutant. 3 questions I am going to take here, 3 to 4 questions. Okay, so we will solve that question, means you will get the idea how the MCQ will be asked on the water pollution part. Okay, so first question we will see. So first is the BOD test R is made for. So that is the biochemical oxygen demand test is for air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution. Okay, you know the noise pollution, and the soil pollution. Okay, so these are the different pollutions. So BOD is used for which of these? So therefore you know that BOD is generally used for the water pollution. Just before this video we have studied the BOD, and so the demand of the biochemical oxygen, and biochemical oxygen demand is the BOD, biochemical oxygen demand test is for the water pollution. So therefore answer will be this one. So see, very easy question will be asked in the exams, right? Okay, so now next question is, which of the following is water polluting factor, right? So what are the factor which polluted the water? So they given the smoke, industrial waste, detergent, and ammonia. What is the question? See, which of the following is water polluting factor? So water get polluted. So why water get polluted? So just now we have seen that this smoke will not pollute the water, air will get polluted by the smoke. So then detergent is generally used to get the soil get the polluted. So ammonia is not the pollutant. So what will be the answer? So industrial waste. So industrial waste, so that is heavy metals. So just now we have seen this chemical pollutant, industrial waste. So this H2SO4, heavy metals, then this polychlorinated biochemicals, so industrial chemicals. So industrial waste, these are the industrial waste, and this industrial waste pollute the water. So therefore what will be the answer? Answer will be this industrial waste. See, very simple question. So this is the theoretical topic. So therefore you have to write, not only listening by the video you can understand this topic, you have to write also, then you have to again recall it also. Okay, and then you solve the MCQ. Okay, so now next is the third question. Polluted water can be purified by using. So you know that water get polluted by the pathogens, by the chemical waste, by the this chemical pollutant, water get polluted. So this water polluted can be purified by using which of the following? Polluted water can be purified by using microorganism, algae, pesticides, and feces. So okay, what they have given? So polluted water can be purified by using microorganism, algae, pesticide and feces. As you know that this algae is one of the water pollutant, so this pesticide is one of the water pollutant. So feces cannot make the water clean, isn't it? So therefore what is this? So this microorganism, right? So microorganism then decompose this chemical waste, so or the organic matter waste, so therefore and water get purified. So therefore microorganism can purify the water. Okay, so again this is a very simple question. So now next is the excessive nitrate in drinking water can cause excessive nitrate in drinking water. So as just now we have seen that what is the international standard of drinking of water, what does they contaminate? Fluoride, nitrate, sulfate. So how much fluoride, how much nitrate, how much sulfate, that region is also given. But if the more percentage of this nitrate is in the water, so maximum limit of nitrate in the drinking water is 50 parts per million. If the more than 50 parts per million nitrate is contaminated with the water, so it is very dangerous to the body. So hence what it causes, so excessive nitrate in drinking water can cause methemoglobinemia. So this is the methemoglobinemia, kidney damage, then laxative effect and leukoderma. So leukoderma is not the one of the disease due to the excessive nitrate, so leukoderma is not there. Then kidney damage due to the heavy metal, so therefore B is not option, D is not option. So laxative effect also there, laxative effect is not due to the excessive nitrate present in the water and if that water get drink. Okay, so therefore answer will be methemoglobinemia. So this is called as the methemoglobinemia. What does mean the methemoglobinemia? So methemoglobinemia means in our body RBCs are there, red blood cells are there. If the red blood cells are increases in our body, so that is called as the methemoglobinemia. So this disease will causes due to the high percentage of this nitrate in the drinking water. So therefore limit is given, nitrate in the water must not be more than the 50 parts per million, right? Okay, so these are the MCQs which may be asked in the exams. So in environmental chemistry, one question, 1 to 2 questions will be asked in the NEET exam or in the JEE main exam, not more than that. Okay, so therefore 2020 JEE main that has been already conducted by the NTA. So so that is asked on the global warming. So that is the how the chlorofluorocarbon get depleted the ozone layer. That question was asked in this year. So therefore 1 to 2 question may be asked in NEET exam. There are 2 questions have been asked in the on this environmental topic in the NEET exam. In JEE main exam generally 1 question up to this extent have been asked in the JEE main exam, but then also you have to study, otherwise if the 2 questions are there, 4 marks for each question, 8 mark you will lose the 8 marks if you are not prepared for this topic. So for that purpose I have taken this topic detailed, some questions also I have taken. So this is regarding the chemical pollutant, that is water pollution and their questions. So next soil pollution we will see in the next video. Thank you.